One important aspect of the Latino community in Arkansas is that the population has been growing over the past 25 years. So it's a lot of learning on our side about the system, about the community, about the language and the culture. And for that, it is a lot of opportunity for us to grow, to learn, to provide services to newcomers. From 1990 to 2010, the demographics have been changing in Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas is, in some instances, the population have been growing up to 800% a year. But currently, Arkansas is home of almost 190,000 Latinos.
Primarily, the biggest issue that is a factor for the community is immigration. Because of the biggest influx, known Arkansas to be the fourth largest influx in the nation of Latino populations, this has brought the expectation as well, but also immigration now plays a factor when individuals are afraid of seeking the workers' rights because they could have a fear of retaliation with the police, with immigration, or just employment threats.
So certainly there is a change in dynamics, change in the way that the city, the state provides services, the language. This community integration is a process, it's a journey. It takes everybody in the community to come to terms that we are living in the same place, and it is for the benefit of everybody to work together, to have a common interest.
Well, the computer classes I received from the organization have had a great impact on my life. It has been, for me, like the continuation of a dream that had been on pause since I had begun studying to become a secretary in Mexico during my school years. I didn't go as far as I should have first because my parents just didn't have the monetary resources for me to continue. I appreciate the fact that my parents were able to provide the resources for me to study to become a secretary. It was my dream, and thanks to their efforts, I was able to accomplish that dream. So when I came to this organization and began taking these computer classes, which are fortunately free, I had the opportunity to learn what I hadn't been able to in the past. Thus, nowadays, I feel more confident, more secure in myself.
Más confiada, no nada más en ello fue que me ayudó, sino también en aprender para poder ayudar a mis hijos, a que ellos utilicen.
And those classes not only helped me, since in them I was taught how I, in turn, could help my children by making sure that they were using the computer only for positive things, such as doing their homework, and not just as a plaything or for negative things.
So this is something that we have been cultivating. We have been encouraging our clients to find out more how they can be active in the community, because certainly they're coming to receive a service, to learn something, and when they realize it's not just receiving services, is they growing into other dimensions.
So I think that all these things the organization promotes contribute to enrich us personally and as a family, and it's something that we can extend to the whole Hispanic community.
So the vision of the Workers Center is to improve conditions of employment for low-income workers in the Northwest Arkansas region, which includes them to be educated, organized, and mobilized, and also using people of faith and the water region to publicly support the workers' efforts. We have worker cases, or particularly workplace issues that pertain to wage theft or the underpayment of wages, discrimination, workers' comp, safety and health violations, unemployment. Cases that come from our community that do not know how to properly address them. The main issue about these cases is the lack of understanding and the lack of workers' rights awareness that they do not have.
Yo acudí a ellos por parte de mi trabajo, donde yo laboraba era limpieza.
I sought help from this agency because at my job, which was a cleaning service company where I worked from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., they laid me off.
Porque X rollo. Y después mi patrón que
My boss did not want to pay me the money they owed me for 2 weeks' worth of work.
In terms of wage theft cases, there are several venues that we use in order to resolve these issues. Primarily, we resort to the Department of Labor and also with attorneys or the small claims court. Many individuals are being exploited for months with false promises saying that they're going to get compensated in general, but never do in totality. Some of them get paid partially, but not as a whole. And when it comes as a case to us, sometimes we have people that have more than thousands of dollars already currently being owed for months, and those individuals who work more than 40 hours, potentially to 70 hours, 60, that do not get paid overtime.
We are sometimes afraid to seek help or demand our money because we feel threatened by the thought that the employer is going to call the police or immigration and that we will be deported. We do not want to get into problems, and we are afraid that we will lose our jobs. And since our children depend on us, well, we think twice about asking for help. But if we lose our fear, we can find help. I, for example, lost my fear and sought the help I needed. And this agency was the one that helped me.
The center has tried to place 2 legislation bills this last legislative session that would change those working conditions, where they will make unethical the practice of wage theft. Currently, the way it is the Department of Labor could have somebody be a wage theft or have somebody not being paid, but there is not a misdemeanor, there is not a way to stop it.
I think it's a very important part of our work is getting our members involved. We are working on some organizing campaigns to organize workers to improve working conditions, but also to organize workers to lobby our elected officials and educate our elected officials on the issues that low-wage workers are seeing.
What they're supposed to do or could do in several scenarios pertaining primarily of what can you do if I am stopped by immigration, what can I do if I were to seek my wages, and what are some of the venues that I could do or take in order to have my issue resolved. We're now also engaging our community leaders as members of the community and also active. We use that to advocate against anti-immigrant legislations, but also advocate for the legislations that we present towards changing the current legislations that are in the workplace.
When we are just one community, we see the interest of everybody is our own interest as well.